all of a sudden over the last couple of years, IVF has become something mainstream when it comes to women unable to get pregnant. What we need to understand is that yes, IVF is definitely beneficial for women who really and truly cannot conceive. But what we're seeing today happening is the moment a woman cannot get pregnant, they're immediately offered all the solutions ranging from IVF to everything else. And we need to understand that sometimes, especially in today's time, women will not get pregnant easily, most of them, because there are things which can prevent a woman from getting pregnant. And this doesn't mean that you jump straight into IVF. If you give yourself a little bit of time and you understand that certain deficiencies also lead to infertility, and some cases of infertility can actually be reversed when these deficiencies are basically met, then you don't have to go through that procedure and you can go through something which is natural, like a natural pregnancy. It is always better nature over, anything that is artificial. But like I said, there are many women who can genuinely not conceive, and then IVF is a great option if it's done the right way. But again, today it's become something that is just being sold to women. I mean, I come across cases all the time where they haven't even given the woman a chance, more than 2 or 3 months, but then all that fear's put in them that, you're getting older and older, it's going to get more and more difficult, so here's IVF, and that needs to stop at some point. We should be given a fair chance to show women that, hey, there's a checklist, if you do X, Y, and Z and you still cannot conceive, then IVF is definitely an option for you. So there are two things today that we have to look at, and we're seeing this over and over again, women who have been given IVF, and when we look at what's going on in their body and we correct a couple of their lifestyles, they conceive. Okay, now the first thing is vitamin D. There is enough of research showing the correlation of vitamin D with infertility. And today we know 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 men and women have low levels of vitamin D. Vitamin D is not just about your bones. Yes, you require it in your body for the absorption of calcium and stronger bones and all of that stuff, but there are vitamin D receptors in your uterus, in your ovaries, in the placenta, almost everywhere in the human body. And today it's understood that vitamin D also has a role in turning on genes and turning genes off as well. So it's far more than just bone health all the time. So this vitamin D is so important in its connection to infertility. And so if you have low vitamin D levels, that could be one main reason why you're unable to get pregnant. So the first thing is start looking at your vitamin D levels, and about 3 to 6 months before you even decide to start having a baby or trying for a baby, you want to make sure, the same way in India women are told to be on folic acid 3 months before they start trying, you want to make sure that your vitamin D3 levels are also taken into consideration. Because it is appalling to see that so many people who go through diseases and conditions today, their vitamin D levels are constantly low, and in most cases they're not being fixed. So number one, yes, vitamin D3 has a connection with your infertility. So you want to make sure that you have the right amount of vitamin D levels. Now don't overdo it with vitamin D. There's always a moderation level, and the toxicity level in most reference kits and Indian tests is 100. So you want to make sure that you don't cross 100. And most people today are insufficient. So make sure that you do your tests, you check your vitamin D levels, and you take the necessary action over there. If you're not getting it from sunlight, you get it in very few foods, fortified foods. If not, you can supplement. But that's up to your doctor to decide it for you. But remember, if you have low vitamin D3 levels, that could be the reason that you're unable to conceive, if you're unable to conceive. The second thing is something called prolactin. Now today, most women have high prolactin levels because of stress. Now you cannot conceive, and the higher your prolactin levels are, the more infertile you'll probably be. But the beauty of the human body is if you reduce your prolactin levels, there is a chance that you increase your ability to conceive. So again, it doesn't mean you have to run for IVF. Try these little things first. There is a direct connection between stress and the ability to conceive. When the body is chronically stressed, it will not allow you to conceive the right way. And you can see that in your hormone levels fluctuating all over. You'll have high prolactin levels. One of the best ways to bring down high prolactin levels is by reducing your stress. Deep breathing, meditation, yoga, exercise, eating the right way, getting the right amount of sleep. When you bring down prolactin, you allow the other hormones in the body to operate the right way. And conceiving, finally, is all about your hormones. It's all about having your hormones in the right balance. So vitamin D and prolactin levels, it all comes down to your lifestyle. So try these things first. There is nothing against IVF, but don't just jump onto it as the only option because it's being shoved down your throat. Take some time, go back, evaluate your life, look what you need to change, and see if you conceive naturally if you can conceive naturally at first. If you can't, after trying all of these things, then you may want to follow the instructions and go for IVF. Have a great evening, everyone. Have a great weekend. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.